A short story by Paul McCann entitled The Beggar. Digby woke up and put the begging jacket on his back, and off he went down to one of the busy corners in the city. It was just before the morning rush hour when he sat down inside a shop doorway, watching people going to work. He called out to the first man who passed by.
Good morning, sir. Could you spare a few coins?
Get a job, came the reply. Digby immediately answered,
I got paid off and lost my job.
It's a hard world, all right, said the well-dressed man.
Well, I don't wish it on you, sir, but it could be you in my place next week. Or maybe your son or daughter. You should never take anything in life for granted.
That response sent a shiver through the gentleman on the pavement, who immediately put his hand in his pocket and handed over a fistful of coins to Digby, and as he did, he said, That's very true. Good luck. I hope things get better for you. Digby put the coins away and said to himself,
Well, that's a good start.
And then inside a long sock, he put the coins away. He noticed a lady who was approaching, and as she came near, he called out,
Hello! Isn't it a beautiful morning?
She passed him by like he was invisible. Digby shouted after her,
Hey, you! In your high-heeled shoes with your nose in the air! Have you heard of heaven?
She stopped and turned around and looked towards him, and Digby continued,
Thank you for stopping to acknowledge my existence.
The lady replied,
Yes, I've heard of heaven.
Are you going there? Digby smiled.
Of course I'm going there. My name's Digby, and I can tell by the way you talk that you'll be going there yourself.
My name is Sylvia. I'm blind. The only reason I knew you were there is because you shouted out after me.
Digby replied,
Sylvia, aren't you supposed to have a white stick, or a guide dog or something, or dark glasses?
Why would I need anything like that? Haven't I counted every step from my flat to every corner? I know every traffic light along the way to the railway station. I might be blind, but I see things in a different way.
Well, could you spare a few coins, Sylvia?
So, you're a beggar?
Not by choice. I'm a victim of circumstance. I came here to this city as a tourist and was robbed of all my possessions from my hotel room, and I'm now homeless and hungry.
I've got no spare change, but I give you some advice. Put on some dark glasses and a white stick in your hand, and I'm sure they'll work wonders for you.
She turned and walked away. And Digby said to himself,
No, why didn't I ever think of that?
The next person who came along was a tall lady in her 50s. And as she came next to Digby, he said to her,
Excuse me, ma'am, do you know what time it would be?
The lady ignored him and was about to keep walking, but something made her stop. She looked again and recognized the buttons on Digby's jacket. Even though the jacket was worn and faded, she knew those brass buttons very well, because her late husband had the very same jacket with the very same buttons when he was a soldier sent to fight for his country. The lady opened up her handbag and took out a small bundle of notes, and then she looked at the wristwatch and smiled and said,
I salute you, sir. It's 7:30 a.m. Please get yourself some breakfast.
She bent over and put the money inside the jacket pocket before continuing on her way. Digby took the cash out of the jacket pocket and he counted out a few $100s. He smiled and said to himself,
Well, that's my quota for the day. No need to do any more begging.
He got on his feet and walked back to his flat. He took off the begging clothes and went into the bathroom for a shave and a shower. Then he put the kettle on, boiled a few eggs, and then, after breakfast, he ironed his best white shirt and put on his suit and tie. And then he walked out of the flat, grabbing his car keys, opening the door of the garage, and he drove to his day job at the Metro Trading Bank, where he worked there as the manager of one of the biggest city's banks. Digby often boasted at work to all of his colleagues about his second job. No one ever knew where he worked. Digby kept that secret to himself. He boasted that he was paid twice as much as the bank paid him. And he kept that secret until he died. The end.